Championship.
Thank you, Eddie. First of all, I want to give God all the glory, honor, and praise for allowing me to be here. Thank you, Eddie, for allowing me to be here. I had a great camp in D.C. with my team. Shout out to OTX, shout out to Split T. I'm going to do my thing. I've been boxing for my entire life, and I've always waited for this opportunity. I should have got this opportunity a long time ago, but many champions don't want to fight when they know that it's me that they're going to have to compete against, because I'm a dog, and that's what I'm going to do to Sky come Saturday. I'm a dogger.
Is that one of the problems that you've had, is getting those opportunities over time? I think that despite the back and forward, I saw the head-to-head, it was jovial, and it was like, you got a lot to say as well, but we acknowledge this is a big step up for you on Saturday night. I mean, because of probably the struggle that you've had to get that top-level opposition, but you believe you're ready.
I know I was born ready. I'm anointed by the Most High God, and I should have got this opportunity a long time ago, but I didn't. People criticize that the opponents that I have fought, right? I fight whoever get in the ring with me. I don't decide who I fight whoever gets in the ring with me. Many other champions, we've asked to fight them, and we were disregarded as if I'm no one. Like Sky said, I've never done anything in the sport of women's boxing. I'm a world gold medalist. I was #1 on the planet when I was an amateur, and I'm going to show those skills come Saturday.
One thing that we've seen before is a lot of people think they can go in and get to Sky, back her up, track her down, cut off the ring. The footwork is very good. You talk about the road runner and stuff like that, but she's made a lot of those challenges look quite easy as well. You believe you've got the technical ability to make that happen, cut off the ring and become world champion on Saturday?
Well, see, the thing about me, Eddie, whatever happens in the ring, when I fight, I allow it. So Sky's not going to be able to run. There's a difference between boxing and running. Sky runs from her opponents. She throws like 5, 7, 8 punches around. Like, come on, we got to give the fans what they're looking for. You love fights. I know a lot about you. You like when people get in there and fight. I'm not saying stand toe-to-toe and rock them, sock them, but no one wants to see a fight where 5, 6 punches are being thrown. No, we want to see a fight. Fans deserve to see a fight. I'm going to do my part. I'm not going to allow her to do that Sonic the Hedgehog running around the ring all night. That's not happening with me. It's not happening. The road runner stops today. Come Saturday, I'm chopping her off from the hip down. It's not going to fly with me. It's not.
Well, thank you, Tiara. Sky, the running stops on Saturday night. I know you've had a great camp. You're aware of the challenge of Saturday night and ready to defend your World Championship in Sydney on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm more than ready. Absolutely can't wait. I hope Tiara brings that same energy on Saturday night. Just show up, please. That's all I ask, because I'm in unbelievable shape and I'm ready for absolutely anything on Saturday.
Do you feel that, you beat Sarah Marfoot, she was the #1 in box rec, Raven Chapman was supposed to be the one to give you a tough test, she was, I think, top 3 in the Ring magazine as well. You've had these challenges before, but something different from Tiara as well, the energy, the experience, and obviously the amateur pedigree as well, world amateur champion. It's a real fight.
Yeah, 100%. She's a good fighter. We've had a look at her. We know her well. You can't be 18-0, 11 KOs and not be a good fighter. So I'm ready for absolutely anything on Saturday night. We've prepared for the best possible version of Tiara Brown.
And finally, the opportunity to fight back home. You've only done that once in your career so far back in Queensland. You won the Commonwealth title that night, having won Commonwealth gold in the amateurs as well. A proud moment to defend your world title back home on Saturday.
Yeah, we've manifested this moment, coming back to Australia as world champion. It's an absolute honour to be here and get to do it in front of an Aussie crowd. I can't wait. I'm so excited, and I'm going to make sure that I perform for them.
Well, a tremendous fight. As I said, I think the best in the division. The narrative of New South Wales against Queensland, but forget that, you've got the narrative of 2 tremendous Australian fighters. One guy, as I said, that's been there and done it all in George Kambosos, and a young man that has the opportunity to change his life on Saturday in Jake Wylie. Jake, we'll start with you. I think one of the most bizarre things is you'd already bought a ticket for Saturday night. 2 tickets up in the tiers. You were coming to watch George Kambosos. Now you're fighting him.
Yeah.
On Saturday, live on the zone around the world. What an opportunity for you.
Man, it's huge. We prepared to come down here for sparring for my fight that was to be in a couple of weeks' time. My coach Luke and I, we had booked tickets to come and watch George. As it is, here we are fighting him.
Just a remarkable story where you said you heard the phone ringing, You know, you didn't answer it, and then all of a sudden you did answer it, and it was the call. You didn't sleep great that night. Can you quite believe that you're about to take on George Kambosos on Saturday?
Well, it was about 9:15 on Sunday night, and I was half asleep. Well, I was asleep, and I sort of rolled over. I thought, geez, who's calling me this late? And it was my manager, and I thought, I better call him back. And there it was. He said, mate, George Kambosos' opponent's out. He's like, you're willing to step up and take this on? And without any hesitation, I said, yes, my word, I am. And I could not sleep for the rest of the night.
I mean,
I was so excited.
It's starting to make me think I didn't even have to give you a purse. You would have thought anyway.
I wouldn't have cared. I'm not here for. I couldn't care less.
Lottery ticket too. Come on,
mate. I'm here to beat George Kambosos. Yes, the money's great and that's good, but my focus isn't on that. I'm here to do a job on George and change my life forever.
I think that's an important thing to talk about, is your true belief in this fight. Some people take a fight, I mean, talk about short notice, not really. I mean, you were in training camp, you were fighting in a couple of weeks as well, but do you sit here as a guy grateful for the opportunity, or you sit here as a guy with true belief that you beat this man on Saturday night?
True belief. I always stay active, I always stay fit, I always stay healthy, so that when these opportunities arise, I can drop the hammer and say bang and take in the fight. I don't have to get ready, I'm always ready. Weight was down, I'm not jumping off the couch here. I'm coming in fit, hard, strong and ready to do a job on George Kambosos.
I've seen various interviews, and you know, I know that you're a respectable young man as well. You're not really one for the beef, but it doesn't seem that you rate this guy too highly. I know you respect what he's done as well, but having watched him from afar, have you always felt you could beat George Kambosos?
Of course I've watched him from afar. He's done big things in Australian boxing, and you know, credit where credit's due. He's done some huge things, like the 2 Haney fights that he brought over here, and that was brilliant. And but for me, I've always looked at George and thought, geez, if I could only get my hands on him, he is so beatable. And now here we are. I've got the chance, and I'm not going to let this one slip.
And finally, everybody's talking about Kambosos, 2-division world champion opportunity in New York. Do you quite fathom what would happen to you on Saturday night? I mean, this is a life-changing opportunity, but you win on Saturday night, you put yourself in line for a shot at the World Championship at 140, you start talking about Hitchens, Garcia, Haney, you know, all those names that you mentioned there. You put yourself in the mix for those guys.
Mate, I look at all those top boys and I compare myself to them. I really don't think I'm that far off it. I think now's the time to beat George. I beat George on Saturday night, and then I'll look at the future, but my focus for now is George Kambosos on Saturday.
And my final question, I know they call you Jake Wylie with a heavy-handed machine as well, but also, at the end of the day, you have a huge knockout percentage on your record. When you got that phone call on Saturday night and you couldn't sleep and you were laying in bed thinking about this fight, do you see a knockout from Jake Wylie? Is that how you win this fight on Saturday?
Look, everyone goes on about the KO percentage, but again, I put it down to my hard work and effort. I don't believe I'd be getting these KOs if I didn't put hard work and effort in. It just comes. Yes, I can punch and I've got hands, but I'm prepared for 12 rounds and 12 rounds of boxing and 12 rounds of blood, sweat and tears. And that's what I'm here to do.
Well done for taking the opportunity. Thanks, Jim. Over to George. George, welcome. I know that when Jim first phoned me about the news, I think it was late Sunday night, your time, he didn't want to let you know at the time, wanted to wait till the morning because it was very late and you were focused and locked in. Talk us through that moment. You seem to accept this challenge quite quickly. You've been around boxing before, you know what can happen, and fully locked in for a really important moment in your career on Saturday.
Yeah, obviously first, it's great to be back home in Sydney. Big fight here, big buzz in the city, and obviously thanks to Matchroom, the Bell Entertainment for Ocean Promotions, and Turkey and Riyadh season as well. This is an extremely important fight, and obviously, we had a certain opponent, but that's boxing. You always got to be ready for the unexpected, and for us, we just adapt. We've been through so many scenarios, we've been through so many experiences at the championship level, the biggest level in the game. So one guy's out, okay, who's the next guy? And of course, respect to Jake jumping in. His style was suited. We said, okay, give him the shot. Young kid, respectful, humble kid. Give him his rocky story. But like I've said it, don't get it twisted. This is not a happy ending. There's a difference between fighting domestic level and having the Australian title and fighting at the level I've been fighting at. So he says there's holes. I'd like to ask him, what holes do you see? Which fights do you see the holes in? Is it the Lomachenko fight? Is it the Devon Haney fight?
Put it this way.
What about...
You wouldn't have taken the fight if it wasn't any good.
Is it... I'm not finished. I'm talking. By your turn. Is it the Lopez fight, when I beat his ass, who's the current number one at 140? The Lee Selby fight, which we did on a beautiful matchroom card. These guys are the best of the best. You know, people say they see holes, but there is a difference between the elite, the pinnacle, where I have been for so many years fighting, compared to the level he's been fighting. And yes, he's got a nice knockout ratio, good record. I respect that. I respect the kid. I don't have any bad beef. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, make him look like, you know, say anything bad about him. But when you deep dive on the guys he's knocked out, they're all plums.
Jake, your opportunity to respond. What holes do you see in Kambosos?
I see plenty. I think, yes, he's been in there with top boxers that are slick and they're sharp, but I don't think he's been in there with someone that can do it all and that can punch the way I can. When I hit, they stay hit.
So
and
you punch harder than Teo?
In many a fights. Not that I've had all that many, but yeah, I've had a few, and not many have got past it. So let's see what George has got.
Well, it's easy when you're knocking out 15 plums, and let's be for real. There's only one real fight on that record, and that's Dana Coolwell. He's a good kid. I brought him in for sparring a long time ago, but he's really a featherweight. It was a 6-rounder, split decision, very close fight. The rest of them, I could line them all up and beat them right now. So let's not get it twisted. I know he's excited. I know this is a big stage. And like I said, I'm not disrespectful. I'm fully focused on this guy because there's too much on the line. I've had too much of a great preparation with my team, my coach, Anton. We have come through the big fights, the experience, and the camp we have had. There's too much on the line. But like I said, he's got his dreams, but they're only dreams for now.
I know that when you've had those dreams, obviously you've been in Jake's position as well. Do you think he truly believes he can beat you on Saturday night?
No, deep down, he's got to say that. He's got to, try to persuade some of his fans here in the crowd. Deep down, he doesn't really believe that. There's a difference, and let me tell you. And I felt that difference when I stepped up to the Mickey Bay, the Lee Selby. These are world-class operators, and you hit them with your best shot, and they look at you and laugh. Now, he's coming into a big step. He's not even getting, a guy that, was there, and he's getting the guy that's been there for the top and fought the best of the best. This is not, this is a hard fight for him. Very, very hard fight. He's out of depth, and like I said, respect. But Saturday night, I've got to handle my business.
When you look at this fight, I know there's been a lot of talk about Richardson Hitchens. You've got to come through Saturday. Do you want to make a statement on Saturday night? It's not just a case of finding a victory by any means. You have to go out there and make a statement to the world.
Well, I think it's only a statement will be made. When I looked at Jake, he says he sees holes against the guys I fought, but I see holes against the guys he fought. And even that they've been not at the level I've been fighting at, but you take his last fight, which was lucky it was a cut because he was rocked real bad in round 2. The other guy was coming on, so I think a statement naturally is going to happen either way. Of course, there's that added motivation, inspiration, the whole camp's been like that. Of course, all the biggest names in the world want to fight Kambosos. You know that, Eddie. But my focus is on this kid on Saturday night.
Finally, a final word from both. Jake, it says you don't truly believe you win this fight on Saturday. I know your team are here, ready. Do you truly believe on Saturday night your hand is raised and your life changes forever?
Most definitely. I'm here to win, and I've got one job to do on Saturday night, and that's to beat George Kambosos. I envisioned it, I dream about it, and all I can do is make it happen on Saturday night.
And George, final one from you. Back home in Sydney, tremendous arena, live on DAZN around the world. I know that you believe you beat Jake Wylie, but a big pressure moment for you. Of course, you could move on to fight for the World Championship. It's absolute must-win for you in Sydney on Saturday.
Yeah, of course. It's like I said, it's great to be back. Great to be, doing it here at Kudos Bank Arena. Respect to Jake stepping up, but I'm going to handle my business. Yeah, of course. pressure, but I never feel that pressure. Doesn't matter who I'm fighting, doesn't matter how many people I'm walking out in front of. I just go with the flow. I enjoy myself. I say it the way it is. You know, like it or hate it. You know, you can love me, you can hate me, you can do what you want. Kambosos going to do it the way it is, and as sharp as me and JKSM agencies here with our Lupo Bianco suits, they'll be sharp on Saturday night, and these aren't the cheap suits.
Well, you two look fantastic. I feel underdressed up here, but what we do have is a great all-Australian fight club.
Let's go, George. Let's go, Jake. Good, Jakey. Queenslander. Queenslander. Yes. All the way to the valley. All the way to the valley. Let's go, Jake. Let's go, boys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And still, and the new, and the new, and the new, and the new, and still, and the new, and the new,
and the new featherweight champion of the world, the Dark Menace, Tiara Brown.
All that running is not
Easy work. Give her what she wants. Give her what she wants. Take that belt. Take that belt. Snatch that belt. Snatch that belt. Take that belt. We're going to take the belt.
Bring it. Bring it on.
Snatch that belt.
Let's go.
Take the belt.
Talk is cheap.